Hello, friends. Ernest Jones, revered as one of the great golf instructors in history, was born in the late 1800s and died when I was about 13 in 1965. He was born in Manchester and then became the head pro eventually in his early 20s at Chislehurst, and then went to the First World War, where he lost his lower right leg. And when he came back, he actually shot an 84 at Norwich, I think, and then ultimately a par round. But obviously, he couldn't play championship golf. But it almost forced him to become a very good instructor, particularly because how he learned to play golf with a missing leg turned out to be incredibly valuable. The kinds of processes that he developed for everybody else who had both their legs but wanted to improve their golf. So eventually he moved to America in his 30s and started teaching golf indoors. And it always makes me smile because there have been periods through my life where I was teaching indoors in a net. There was a very famous golf instructor called Leslie King who taught indoors in London. And the point that he always made was that there was no distraction of the flight of the ball. Now, that sounds like a convenience because he's indoors and he has to convince everyone it's effective. Obviously, he was successful because and I found this to be true with my own teaching, he could watch a golf swing, listen to the impact, and know exactly what the ball did in the air. He didn't need to see the ball, and nor do I. And so the sound is incredibly valuable. And of course, then you watch the individual, how they moved and how they finished the swing. All of those things add up, and you know what to do. His big deal was Swing the Clubhead. And in fact, the name of his famous book is Swing the Clubhead. And they were all of them in those days looking for the center of the golf swing. He thought that the hands and fingers, particularly the fingers, were what you used to control the club. And he had a jackknife, a little pocket knife with a bail on it, so that you could hang it on a string. Well, he tied it to a long handkerchief, and he would swing it back and forth and show you that you can't do anything with the golf club better than to make the movement that he demonstrated with that swinging jackknife. And he's entirely correct. So when I step up to a golf ball, I just want to swing the club head. The importance of Ernest Jones's swinging motion, swing the club head, is why I, for decades, have used the wrong end of the club with each hand individually to introduce a golf swing to somebody new to the game. The thin end of the club, obviously much lighter, allows you to grip lightly and listen and feel for the balance and the sound of the swing. And you can use the sound to develop a better motion, a smoother one, and then do it with the other hand, and then learn how to combine them and then do it at ground level. And that swinging motion done with such a light grip is doing precisely what he encouraged, which is to have the hands and particularly the fingers in control of swinging the club head.